big storylines to start the year. We're going to start with Giannis and the Bucks taking on Wemby and the Jackals last night. Victor Wembanyama, he was showing off a new hairdo, and it's already inspired fans.
You two have already shaved your heads, correct? Shaved our heads this morning as soon as we saw Keldon do it, and Wemby did it, we did it! Yeah.
I'm sorry we didn't support you like that, Bobby Marks.
I need to be a jackal. I want to be a jackal.
The Jackals, they are in it. Giannis Antetokounmpo bullies his way inside, but this was concerning, Brian. He knocks knees with Victor Wembanyama, who was on the ground writhing in pain for some time here.
This is the other knee. He had the bone bruise, what thing, in his left knee, hyperextension. This was his right knee.
He would limp to the locker room. He'd miss the rest of the first year.
Oh,
he's back.
But he's back. Back again. Huge block there, Perk. And then coming the other way.
How many times this season have we seen this out of Wemby? A spectacular play defensively and then capitalize with a spectacular play on the offensive end.
I know, Brian, you don't want him shooting too many threes, but he was feeling it, and he was making them.
It's just hard to guard him out there when you know what he can do on the inside. It's
Heat
hard
check.
to chase him.
22 points, 10 rebounds there for Victor Wembanyama.
This one right here is crazy. Like, just to have the confidence to do this. Most bigs catch the ball on the block and drop step for a jump hook. He drop stepped into a damn three-point.
Here's Doc Rivers on Wemby after the game.
Giannis is 7 foot.
The shot separates him from almost everybody with his ability to create shots. It's so funny. Last year, I didn't think he posted enough. This year, he's doing both. He's got the perfect mix. I think Mitch is doing an amazing job. You know, he really is. They're deep. They're young. They're athletic. They're well coached. You know, sky's the limit for this basketball team, and it's now.
Doc sounds like me. High praise for Victor Wembanyama. At least 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 threes for the 11th time in his career here. We're at the midway point of the season. I'm just curious, everybody. We know this guy is in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. But if we're giving out grades, Perk, Brian, Bobby, are we all? What range are we giving in for the Spurs here?
Well, I'm a hard grader usually.
You're a hard grader. How about you two?
I'm giving him an A.
A?
I'm A+.
A plus?
I think an A for me, just because I thought this team could be a play-in-ish, just because there's so much unknown with this group, but what they've been able to do in the number 2 team in the Western Conference, pretty impressive so far. You know,
the one thing about them is their guards. Their guards are very young. They have very inexperienced guards. You know, Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper, you know, second year, first year. De'Aaron Fox, who's the sort of veteran in their guards, he's played 1 playoff series. So I think the question will be, Perk, when we get into the later stages of the season, the games are high pressure. How are these inexperienced guards going to handle it? Because that's where the rubber's going to meet the road. All the game plans are going to be at Victor. They're going to need these guards to carry them. They have carried them so far. But it's been my experience, the inexperience shows up at the end of the season.
What you saying?
I'm saying I'm keeping my expectations low.
That was a soft A that you
know
gave.
my grandma used to say, right?
I've heard a lot of things.
Got an old soul, baby. Not that one. She said that too, didn't she?
She said that one too.
Cool booty?
No, not that one. A hard head make a soft behind. And it seemed like you got a hard head because if
So does
you're
that
not
mean
raising the bar about these San Antonio Spurs, seeing is believing. And damn it, they're legit. And Doc just said they're ready right now. They're ready right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they have a guy that won Clutch Player of the Year about 3 years ago in De'Aaron Fox that went toe-to-toe with Steph Curry in a 7-game series. Yes, they do have a champion in Harrison Barnes that was key to Golden State first championship. Victor Wembanyama, that dude is different. He's not your average young guy. His leadership, the way he has reset that culture in San Antonio, it's a lot different. This is their process right now. They're trusting the process. By the time they get to the postseason, damn it, they go hit the ground running.
Well, and as Brian emphatically said at the end of that highlight, and Giannis is 7 feet tall. Giannis is having an incredible season here, but the Bucks overall are 17-24 as a team. So what can they do to fix Perk's sound effects here to make it so it's a little less
I mean, they are probably the most aggressive team right now trying to buy in the trade market, trying to add to their team. They don't have much ammunition to do it. And the thing about it is when Giannis is on the court, they are a good team. When Giannis steps off the court, they collapse. And they're keeping his minutes down because they're protecting his injuries. And like, it's a hard sell to me on how I want to respect that it's January and that teams have time to pivot and they have time to do their roster. But watching them the last couple of days, it's hard sell to me that this Bucks team is going to be able to make any noise this year.
I would just say this real quick. One of the most dangerous things an organization can be is when you have blinders on. When you have blinders on and that you're looking at the short term and not the long-term picture of that. That's my biggest regret working with the Nets here, is that we didn't look at a long-term outlet. And I'll let the viewers figure out what I'm talking about there as far as what I'm looking at long-term.
Well, Bobby, I got a question. You have a generational player like Giannis Antetokounmpo. He hasn't stepped foot in the front office and said, hey, trade me. He hasn't came out publicly and said, trade me. Are you just making that decision?
I wouldn't wait for him.
Oh, so
I would be proactive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the theme of today's show is, again, checking in on teams as we're at this midway point of the year. So how about we check in on another great, Steph
I like
Curry
this Friday move.
and Golden State. Take
Andrews, live from Los Angeles.
Well, when last night's games ended, we officially reached the midway point of the season. And if I'd had a better voice, I'd be singing about being halfway there and living on a prayer and all that. But what this means is 87 days down, 87 more to go. Although last night's Hornets-Lakers game, it did bleed a little bit into day 88 with that game ending after 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. But despite 68 points from Luka Doncic and LeBron James, the Lakers, they allowed 135 points in an 18-point loss at home to the Hornets, who, by the way, are 11 games under 500. The Lakers, they've dropped 4 of their last 5 games. But let's keep going beyond all that. But beyond the field goal percentage and all that stuff, because I don't want to start out with doom and gloom here. Why don't we start off with one of the good surprises in the West halfway through, right? Because San Antonio, they're the second seed in the conference. They dropped 6 of their last 10 games, but then they bounced back against the Bucks last night behind Victor Wembanyama. But any time that we are taking stock of the West, the conversation, it has to start with the Thunder. They had an impressive performance of their own, dominating the Rockets on both ends of the floor. The Thunder are on pace to be the first team to rank top 2 in points scored and points allowed since the 63-64 Celtics, Perk, so a little bit before your Boston Celtics there. But that's where we picked this one up. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander held scoreless in the first quarter for the first time since 2021. That game also came against Houston. But in a second, some highlights we need to get to. He makes the little and one over a Thompson. And in the closing seconds of the half here, a sweet series of dribbles into that step back Perk.
Whoa, Yakum. Look at that bag work. Come here.
By the way, 10-point second for Shai after scoreless in the first year. You knew you couldn't hold him down long. But we need to talk about Chet Holmgren here, Bobby Marks, because he played huge against one of the biggest teams in the league.
I mean, he is a defensive presence for this Oklahoma City team that's, frankly, the best defensive team in the NBA. 18
points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks. His 4th game with at least 15 and 4 blocks. It's the 4th most in the NBA. But this was a 2-point game, Brian, headed into the 4th quarter. This is where the Thunder's bench took over.
There were 12 lead changes in this game, but the Thunder never let the Rockets get more than a 1-point lead. Did you hear
Jalen Williams. Say it again, just for emphasis.
They never let him get more than a 1-point lead.
There you go. Under 6 to play here. The Thunder up 9. Wallace drives, kicks out to Mitchell.
I thought the ball movement last night was beautiful by the Oklahoma.
How about A.J. Mitchell last night?
Hits the 3 there. Guys, let's take a listen to SGA on Chet Holmgren.
From the moment he stepped foot on the floor with this basketball team, we've been number 1 seed in the West. It's no coincidence. This game translates to winning, and his numbers do too. And I bet a lot of money he's an all-star this year.
Well, if the Thunder are to have 2 All-Stars, it would only make sense that it's Chet, because over the last 10 games, he's averaging nearly 18 points. He's shooting over 60% from the floor, not to mention the 10 rebounds per game and almost 3.5 blocks a game in that same stretch.